Warriors, let's talk about Visa. Now, you might ask yourself, what does the credit card Visa have to do with human trafficking or sexual exploitation? Well, actually, a lot. And I have some groundbreaking information to share with you. Let's go back and review. A judge recently ruled that Visa cannot dismiss itself from a lawsuit that is currently going on in the state of California. Let me give you some history about this case because it is indeed groundbreaking. Let's go back to 13-year-old Serena Fuentes. Now, this is all public knowledge and it's out there. So I'm not revealing, any critical information that I shouldn't. The lawsuit against Twitter has been filed by her. She is now 19. She might be 20 years old by now. At the age of 14, straight A student, great kid by all accounts, had her first boyfriend. And he urged her, being vulnerable, her first love, to send him nude images online. And she complied. And what he did is then share them with the school. She thought nothing of it. She thought she was in love, 14 years old. She went to school the next day. Everybody was pointing at her, laughing at her. Subsequently, she spiraled out of control. Her mother eventually got these images taken down. In the meantime, she switched to a new school. She ended up, fast forward 2 years later, becoming addicted to meth, drugs, kicked out of her home, living in her car. Now, all of this was brought to light by an excellent, what is being coined as an opinion piece by Nick Kristof from the New York Times that came out December 2020. It shed light, the children of PornHub. And I'm getting to the Visa part. For once, somebody did an expose. He spent a long time research, having advocates and organizations and lawyers school him about what is going on with the #1 porn site in the world, and that is PornHub, really owned by MindGeek. That is the platform, the online platform that not only supplies PornHub, I should say hosts PornHub, a series of others. Now, MasterCard, Visa, Discover Card, American Express, a lot of these companies have been called out in the last 2 years, especially when this article appeared in the New York Times. Why are you processing payments? Why are you doing business with these porn sites? And we're talking here, warriors, about child rape videos. That's what we're talking about here, children, not 18 and above, which even that's awful, but we're talking about children, what goes on. Because remember, the nature now of the porn is very violent and graphic. So we have categories: girls in braids, black girls in sneakers, plastic bags over heads, hands and feet tied. Again, very graphic and violent. So as this lawsuit was heating up, MasterCard and Visa came into the fold. Now let's stick with Visa for now. Visa was named as a co-conspirator for facilitating, for processing the payments for PornHub. Now, I remember there was much exuberance and excitement because when all of this broke after Nick Kristof's opinion piece, his wonderful, I'm going to call it article because it was full of facts and well vetted about PornHub, December 2020. All of a sudden there were, MasterCard and Visa suspends payments pending investigation. I actually thought they were not doing business with PornHub. Fast forward, I learned they have been doing it. They quietly have been sneaking ads onto their other sites. Now, why this is important is you have to understand, although a video, say a video of a minor goes on PornHub, even if it's taken down, PornHub has the ability that you can share that on your own platforms. right? So it never really disappears, that video, that image. It's there. And it's repeated, retweeted, sent out, download it, whatever you want to call it, for the rest of one's life. We have to think about this living in the digital world. Nothing really ever disappears. This is the problem with the internet that we're fighting right now to keep children safe. So Serena's lawsuit, Visa was looking to be dismissed from this. And last week, the judge announced, no. You were complicit in monetizing and profiting from carrying these child videos, these forced, this coercion, rape. It was music to my ears, and that sounds a little bit too gleeful with the subject matter, but we need to talk about much more in this whole realm of human trafficking, sexual exploitation, holding companies and credit cards and banks responsible for anybody doing business with all of this exploitation of our children. Now, it sounds drastic, but it's all true. Because let's think about, why is this all going on? Because the bottom line is money. It's always money. Follow the money trail. So Alfred Kelly, the CEO of Visa, I think should also be held responsible. These well-paid CEOs, presidents of these companies, banking institutions, they darn well know what is going on with all of this child porn, which is what it's coined. In reality, we have renamed it CSAM, child sexual abuse material, because it's a more descriptive way. Again, because these images, this material is there forever on the internet, in that mysterious cloud, victimizing and re-victimizing a child, a person, forever. So I say we need to call on all of these CEOs and companies that are knowingly, willingly allowing this to go on. And in the case of Visa, they processed payments. And when they snuck back on, because they said after 2020, the investigative report by Nick Kristof, we are going to suspend our processing with PornHub. When did they sneak back on? How come I'm only hearing about it recently? There are a lot of things you can do. You have to understand that this is a criminal enterprise, everything to do with human trafficking. It is the #1 crime in America. I speak about America. We can certainly agree around the globe a crisis, but it's a crisis right here in our own backyards in the United States. So in the body of this video, I am going to have the contact information for how you can participate, how you can become a warrior, how you can contact Visa, how you can contact their CEO, Alfred Kelly, and demand, stop processing payments for porn sites or any other companies. We have the company Etsy with child sex dolls. We have the entertainment landscape is rife with, HBO Max, with Euphoria, Big Mouth on Netflix, everything going against our children, just normalizing the sexualization of our children. So if you really want to be a warrior, you will take action. And I'll put a couple of those take actions. I'll make it very easy for you in the body of this video. I want everybody to know how thankful I am that you are supporting the warriors, listening to these videos, sharing these videos, following me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and donating. We will be rolling out our educational series in the fall, which actually is in a couple of weeks. We're already into August, and we'll be sharing many more initiatives with you in the fall through 2023. We have a lot of great things in the works, so I thank you very much. As always, please go to linswarriors.org for all of this information and more, and see how you can donate, participate, volunteer, and be aware of all the great things we have coming up. But I want each and every one of you to know that we cannot do this alone. It needs to become a community in fighting child exploitation. This is the abuse of our precious children. Why is this allowed to go on? Why is our government allowing all of this? Why is nothing really happening? With that being said, there are many great people and organizations working hard every single day, including the Warriors, to raise awareness, to educate, and to share with you facts, truths, resources, and what you need to do, because you have to have a take action plan in place. You have to know the free resources. You have to know about safety features and filters and where you can turn should something happen. And as always, if you are confronted with any sort of problems, trafficking, exploitation online or in real time, please contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children 24/7. That is cybertipline.org. Always reach out to linswarriors.org. Anybody can email me. Very simple, lynn@linswarriors.org, and ask me a question. I can suggest a resource in your area or any other information you may need. And with that, Warriors, I'm going to sign off. But before I do, I want to thank each and every one of you. And remember, today and every day, go out and be a warrior.